The vastness of space had always fascinated humanity, but no one expected to find a world so unlike their own. Orbiting a golden sun, the planet Eloria shimmered with oceans of silver and forests that glowed faintly in the twilight. It was a place of beauty and danger, ruled by a civilization far older and more disciplined than humans could imagine. Captain Ryan Matthews, commander of Earth's exploratory ship Endeavour, stared at the holographic display in the bridge. His crew was tense, but he felt a steady confidence. He had trained for this mission for years, learning alien protocols, survival techniques, and diplomacy. Yet nothing in the manuals could prepare him for what awaited on Eloria's surface. The landing was smooth, the Endeavour descending through glowing clouds into a valley surrounded by towering crystal cliffs. The crew stepped out, helmets sealing them in protective atmospheres. The air was breathable, rich with minerals that sparkled under Eloria's twin moons. It smelled faintly of ozone and wildflowers, a strange but pleasant mix. "Captain, scans show no immediate danger," said Lieutenant Harris, his voice tight with excitement. "But there are signs of intelligent activity, structures, energy patterns. They're watching." Ryan nodded. "Stay alert. Remember, we're guests in their world. Let's make sure they remember humans as respectful, not reckless." As they moved through the valley, the crew noticed movement above the cliffs. Two figures moving with fluid grace observed them from a distance. They were humanoid but taller and slender, with skin that shimmered in shades of silver and violet. Their hair floated like liquid light and their eyes were large, bright, and intensely focused. "These must be the Elorians," muttered Harris. "They're beautiful." Ryan didn't respond immediately. Instead, he studied their movements. There were two of them, twins, he realized. They mirrored each other perfectly, every gesture synchronized. Something about the way they carried themselves spoke of strength, discipline, and centuries of training. The twins, Lyra and Celine, had watched countless explorers land on their world over the years. Most were afraid, clumsy, or foolish. Humans were rare, and yet something about this one human, this Captain Ryan, made them pause. He was confident but calm, observant but not aggressive. He carried himself with courage, yet he radiated an aura of curiosity and kindness. "Lyra," Selena whispered, her voice musical, almost like wind chimes. "Do you see him? The one in front?" Lyra's eyes narrowed slightly. "I see him. There's something different about him. Humans are fragile, but he doesn't seem afraid. That is unusual." The twins had been summoned to the council recently and given strict instructions. Each must select a human companion for the upcoming alliance ceremony. Normally, siblings never chose the same candidate. The tradition was old, designed to prevent rivalry and maintain order. Yet as Lyra and Celine observed Captain Ryan, their hearts stirred in ways neither had expected. Back on the valley floor, Ryan's team began surveying the environment. They recorded samples of glowing plants, unusual minerals, and the faint hum of energy fields. Ryan knelt by a strange crystalline structure that pulsed softly under his touch. His curiosity overrode caution, and he carefully tapped a panel on the structure. It lit up with flowing symbols. "Captain, be careful," Harris warned. "We don't know what that is." Ryan smiled. "Curiosity is what brought us here. Let's see what they're trying to tell us." The twins exchanged glances from the cliffs above. They had expected humans to be clumsy, perhaps even reckless, but this one approached the unknown with respect. His touch was gentle, his mind sharp. "He is unlike the others," Selena murmured. Lyra nodded. "I feel the same. There is courage in him, yes, but also a clarity, a sense of fairness. He is human, and yet he embodies qualities we value." Hours passed as the crew explored. Ryan's calm leadership earned their trust. He solved small problems quickly, repaired minor equipment failures, and mediated disagreements among his team. Lyra and Celine continued to watch, fascinated by the subtle ways humans communicated, negotiated, and cared for each other. Finally, as the twin moons rose high into the sky, the first encounter began. The twins descended gracefully, landing ahead of the humans. Their presence was imposing yet elegant. Ryan stood, calm but alert. "Welcome to Eloria," Lyra said, her voice firm but not unkind. "I am Lyra, and this is my sister Celine. We are the council's delegates. You are far from your home, human. Why do you come?" Ryan bowed slightly. I am Captain Ryan Matthews of Earth. We come in peace. We seek understanding, friendship, and exchange of knowledge. Celine's eyes narrowed slightly. Most humans claim peace, but their actions often betray them. How can we trust you? Ryan met her gaze steadily. I cannot speak for all humans, only for myself and my crew. But we are willing to prove our intentions through our actions, not just words. There was a moment of silence. Lyra tilted her head, studying him. His words were simple, yet they carried honesty. The twins had seen countless species claim friendship, only to act with greed or fear. But Ryan's aura spoke of something rare, a combination of courage, intelligence, and empathy. Celine took a step closer. You are brave, human. You face unknown worlds without fear, yet you do not strike without reason. That is unusual, Ryan smiled faintly. Caution and courage can coexist. Fear can guide you, but it should never rule you. The twins shared a glance. Both felt a pull they could not explain. It was more than admiration. It was recognition of a kindred spirit. Yet the rules of their world weighed heavily on them. They were expected to choose human companions for the alliance ceremony, and each sister was forbidden to select the same individual. Their hearts, however, seemed to be in agreement already. Lyra spoke first. You will stay in our city tonight. You will rest and we will observe your ways. Actions speak louder than words, human. We will see if you are worthy of trust. Ryan inclined his head. I would be honored. As the humans followed the twins toward the city, the sisters remained a step apart, their minds in turmoil. Each recognized the other's feelings mirrored her own. Both wanted the same human, yet tradition forbade it. Both wondered if this human could understand the weight of their society's rules, or if he would see only their hearts. That night, in a city built from luminous crystals and flowing energy, Ryan wandered the halls under the twins' guidance. He marveled at the alien architecture, the quiet beauty of the energy fields, and the subtle harmony of their society. Everywhere he looked, there was evidence of intelligence, discipline, and a culture that valued honor and balance. Lyra and Celine watched him from the shadows, each secretly teaching him minor customs, showing him kindness while observing his reactions. Ryan was patient, respectful, and eager to learn. Each question he asked revealed his curiosity, but also his genuine desire to understand rather than judge. By the end of the evening, both twins had silently acknowledged the truth. They were in agreement, yet trapped by rules that forbade it. Ryan, unaware of the internal struggle, thanked them for their hospitality, his natural warmth disarming even the most disciplined Elorians. In their private quarters, Lyra finally spoke. Celine, I cannot deny it. He is the one I would choose. But the law, Celine placed a hand on her sister's shoulder. I know. I feel the same. Perhaps there is a way, but it will require courage, more than any human could ever imagine. Lyra nodded. Then we must observe him further. Understand him. If he is truly extraordinary, he may change not only our hearts but our world. As the twin moons shone over the city, casting silver light across crystal towers, Captain Ryan slept unaware of the storm he had quietly stirred. Two powerful sisters, bound by tradition and love, were silently at war with their own rules. And in that city of light and discipline, the seeds of a story unlike any other had begun to take root. The next morning, Eloria glowed with the soft light of twin suns. Captain Ryan awoke to the gentle hum of energy flowing through the city. The walls shimmered, reflecting colors he had never seen before, and the air vibrated faintly with a melodic resonance. Every step he took was met with a subtle hum, as if the city itself was alive. Lyra and Celine met him in the central courtyard. Their movements were smooth, almost dancing as they approached. Ryan noticed how they mirrored each other, yet he sensed subtle differences. Lyra's eyes held a calculating sharpness, while Celena's gaze was warm and curious. Today, you will see our people in their daily lives, Lyra said, her tone firm but courteous. It is important that you understand our customs before the alliance ceremony. Observation is key, Ryan nodded. I understand. I want to learn as much as possible. The three of them walked through the city, passing towers of translucent crystal that housed research labs, training arenas, and public halls. Citizens moved with grace and purpose, each action precise and deliberate. Unlike humans, there was no waste, no unnecessary motion. Everything had a place, and every task served the community. Selene led Ryan to a training ground where young Aelorians practiced martial arts. Their movements were rapid, elegant, and deadly. Ryan watched, fascinated by the fluidity and control. He realized that strength on Aeloria was as much mental as it was physical. They begin training as soon as they can walk, Selene explained. Every citizen must master both combat and strategy. Discipline is not an option. It is a way of life. Ryan observed a young Aelorian stumble and lose balance during a sparring exercise. Instead of anger, the trainer guided the youth patiently, correcting posture and offering encouragement. Ryan smiled, noticing the balance of discipline and care. They value precision, but they do not crush mistakes, he said quietly. There's a kind of humanity here, even if it looks different. Lyra, overhearing him, nodded slightly. Yes, strength without understanding is meaningless. That is a lesson humans often learn too late. After the training ground, Selene brought Ryan to a laboratory where scientists studied energy patterns in crystals and plants. Ryan's curiosity grew as he watched. The equipment was advanced, yet the methods were simple and intuitive. He could see how a human mind could contribute even without advanced alien technology. Would you like to try? Selene asked, handing him a small crystalline device. Ryan examined it. The device hummed softly, responding to thought patterns. He focused, and the crystal glowed brighter. He adjusted its flow, carefully balancing the energy, and watched as it stabilized. Lyra's eyes widened in surprise. He understands it. Intuitively, Selene whispered, not just understanding. He adapts. That is rare among humans. Ryan looked up, smiling. I'm learning from you, but sometimes the best way is to observe and then try. The day continued with tours of energy farms, communal halls and libraries containing holographic archives of Aeloria's long history. At every turn, Ryan demonstrated patience, intelligence, and respect for their ways. The twins were impressed, but also troubled. Their hearts were growing even more conflicted. During a pause in the library, Selene sat with Ryan and showed him holograms of Aeloria's history. She pointed to records of previous human visitors, most of whom had failed in their missions due to fear or arrogance. Ryan studied the images carefully. It's clear your people value wisdom over force. That's something humans often overlook. We think speed and power are enough, but intelligence and patience are equally important. Selene's eyes softened. You speak as though you understand our world already, and yet you are still learning. That is remarkable. Meanwhile, Lyra kept a careful distance, observing both Ryan and Selene. She noticed subtle interactions, the way Ryan's gaze lingered when listening, how he mirrored Selene's movements unconsciously. Lyra felt a pang of jealousy, but also admiration. His presence inspired both sisters in ways they had never expected. The council summoned the twins mid-afternoon. The message was clear: their choice must soon be declared. Each sister was to select a human companion for the alliance ceremony, and they were warned again that the same choice was forbidden. In a private chamber, Lyra and Selene discussed their predicament. I cannot deny it, Selene, Lyra said quietly. He is the one I would choose. I see it in every action, every decision he makes. Selene placed a hand on her sister's arm. I feel the same. He is extraordinary. But if we both choose him, the council will punish us. We cannot allow that to happen, Lyra frowned. Then we must find another way. Perhaps we can show the council his worth. If they see what I see, they may understand, Selene nodded slowly. Yes, we will test him. Not as a lover, but as a human. If he is truly exceptional, then perhaps the council's laws can be challenged. We must observe how he reacts under pressure. That evening, a sudden emergency provided the test. A small energy disturbance erupted in the city's lower districts. A minor storm of electrical energy threatened the inhabitants. While automated defenses could handle most of it, a key control node was malfunctioning. If it failed, a large portion of the city would lose power. Ryan, seeing the problem, moved swiftly. Lead me to the control node, he said, his voice calm. I may be able to stabilize it. Lyra and Selene exchanged worried glances. This was dangerous, but it was also the perfect test of human courage. They guided him through glowing corridors and down spiraling ramps to the control center. Sparks flew and the hum of energy grew dangerously loud. Ryan's eyes scanned the panels, his mind working rapidly. Using basic tools and improvisation, he adjusted circuits, rerouted energy, and stabilized the system. The lights dimmed briefly, then glowed steadily once more. The twins were astonished. Ryan's human ingenuity had solved a problem that even advanced Elorian technology struggled with. Lyra stepped forward, her voice calm but intense. "You have done well, human. That was impressive," Selene smiled softly. "You acted with courage, intelligence, and care. That is a rare combination in any species." Ryan shrugged, a modest gesture. "I just do what seems right. Sometimes that is enough." The city recovered, and the citizens praised the quick action. Ryan's reputation grew, not just as a visitor but as a hero. The twins, however, were more conflicted than ever. They had been ordered to pick only one human, but their hearts both pointed to the same man. Later that night, Lyra and Selene met privately. "I cannot bear to choose without him knowing," Selene said. "He deserves honesty. We have learned from him, yes, but he must also understand the consequences if we defy tradition." Lyra nodded. "Then we will speak to him together. We must trust that he is capable of understanding. His actions today, they prove he is extraordinary." The sisters approached Ryan's quarters together. He looked up as they entered, surprised to see both twins standing before him. "Captain Ryan," Lyra began, "we have something important to tell you. Our laws are strict, and our traditions forbid siblings from choosing the same human companion. Yet, we both feel compelled to select you." Ryan blinked, absorbing the weight of their words. "You both want me?" Selene nodded, her voice gentle. "Yes, but this is not a choice we make lightly. It could bring consequences for us, for you, and for the alliance between our species." Ryan thought for a moment, then smiled. "Then we face it together. I am not afraid. If my actions, my loyalty, and my courage matter, then we will show the council that this is right." Lyra and Selene exchanged a look of relief and wonder. The human before them did not hesitate, did not falter. His bravery, empathy, and willingness to stand with them in defiance of tradition proved everything they had sensed. The night grew quiet, filled only with the soft hum of the city. The bond between the human and the twin sisters had deepened, uniting courage, trust, and understanding. A new chapter in Aeloria's history was beginning, and at the center of it stood Captain Ryan, human, extraordinary, and now inseparable from two alien sisters whose hearts had chosen the same path. The next morning, the city of Aeloria gleamed under the twin suns, its crystalline towers reflecting light like 1,000 diamonds. Captain Ryan awoke feeling a quiet excitement. Today, he sensed, would be different. The bond he shared with Lyra and Selene had grown stronger, but now, the reality of their world's rules was about to test them all. Lyra and Selene met him in the courtyard, their expressions serious, yet calm. "Captain Ryan," Lyra began, her voice steady, "today the council will meet. They are aware of our choice and they will question it." Selene added, "Our traditions are clear. Siblings may never select the same human, but our hearts have already chosen. You must be prepared." Ryan nodded. "I understand. Whatever happens, I will stand with you. I trust both of you and I trust your judgment." The three of them moved through the city toward the council hall. The building was vast, its walls etched with glowing symbols that told the story of Aeloria's people. Every step echoed like a heartbeat, a reminder of the weight of history and tradition. Inside, the council waited. Elders with silver hair and sharp eyes regarded the twins and Ryan with quiet intensity. The hall was filled with a low hum, the energy of centuries of law and custom. When the twins entered, the room fell silent. "Lyra, Selene," the head of the council began, his voice resonant and commanding. "We are aware of your choice. Tell us, why do you both select the same human? You know the law forbids it." Lyra stepped forward, her posture firm. "Council, we have observed Captain Ryan closely. His courage, intelligence, and compassion surpass what we have seen in any human or alien before. We believe he embodies qualities that can benefit not only us but all of Aeloria." Selene's voice followed, calm and sincere. "Our hearts and our reason are aligned. He is extraordinary. We ask the council to reconsider tradition, not for desire alone but for the greater good." A murmur spread through the hall. Some elders leaned forward, intrigued. Others frowned, clinging to the old laws. The head of the council's eyes narrowed. "You risk punishment for defiance. Your actions could be seen as arrogance or disobedience. Explain why this human deserves exception." Ryan took a deep breath, stepping forward. His voice was steady. "I am not here to challenge your laws, only to show that my intentions are true. I have acted with respect, courage, and loyalty. I have helped protect your people, learned your ways, and followed your guidance. I do not ask for favor. I ask for understanding. The room was quiet for a long moment. The elders exchanged glances, weighing his words. Some saw only a human's boldness. Others recognized his honesty and adaptability, traits their own people valued highly. Finally, one elder spoke, his voice soft but firm. Human, it is rare for one of your kind to act with such composure and integrity. Many arrive with pride or fear or haste. You have shown restraint, wisdom, and courage. Tell us, why do you risk defying our laws for two sisters? Ryan met their gaze without hesitation. Because their guidance has shown me a way to act rightly. Because my choices are not just about me, but about respect, trust, and protecting those who rely on me. Tradition should guide, but not blind. Love and loyalty are not weaknesses. They are strengths. Another elder, a tall figure with eyes like molten silver, studied him thoughtfully. He speaks with clarity and honesty, and yet he is still human. Could one of your kind truly change the path of Aloria? Lyra and Celine exchanged a look, silently agreeing that this was their chance. Lyra spoke with quiet authority. He has already changed our world, not by defiance alone, but by proving that courage, intelligence, and compassion matter more than rigid rules. We asked the council to see beyond tradition and recognize what is right. The council deliberated for hours. Ryan, Lyra, and Celine waited patiently, their presence together a silent statement of unity. Outside, the city moved on, unaware that a decision made here could alter the future of both humans and Alorians. Finally, the head of the council spoke again. We acknowledge your words, your actions, and your courage. Tradition is strong, but even the strongest rules must sometimes bend for justice, wisdom, and courage. Captain Ryan, we grant you this exception, not for desire alone, but because your actions have proven the worth of your choice. Relief washed over the twins. Lyra's shoulders relaxed and Celine's lips curved into a gentle smile. Ryan felt a surge of gratitude and respect. He had not only earned their trust, but had also inspired a culture to reconsider its own rules. The council rose, formally recognizing the new decree. It was unprecedented. Twins were allowed to select the same human companion, and the decision would be remembered as a turning point in Alorian history. After the meeting, the three stepped outside into the glowing city. The twin suns reflected off the crystalline towers, bathing them in light. Citizens paused to watch, sensing the importance of the moment. Today was not easy, Celine said softly. But you stood with us, human. You gave us courage to stand with you. Ryan smiled. You taught me courage too. Not just my own, but the courage to stand with others, even when the path is difficult. Lyra's expression softened. You have shown qualities rare in any being. You act with wisdom, not just strength. That is why our hearts chose you. The day passed with lessons, introductions, and preparation for the alliance ceremony. Ryan was introduced to officials, scholars, and citizens of Aloria. Everywhere he went, his intelligence and kindness impressed those he met. Yet he remained humble, aware that admiration was earned through deeds, not words. That night, the twins led Ryan to a quiet terrace overlooking the city. The twin moons rose, casting silver light across the landscape. Energy fields shimmered like stars, and the air was filled with the soft hum of life. Celine turned to him. Tomorrow the ceremony begins. It will formalize our alliance and our bond. Are you ready? Ryan nodded, looking at both sisters. I am ready, but I hope you know, whatever happens, I value our friendship and trust above all else. I will not act recklessly, nor will I take this lightly. Lyra stepped closer. We know, and we trust you, human. That is why we chose you. Not for power, not for advantage, but because your heart matches our own in courage and understanding. The three stood silently, feeling the weight of history and destiny. A bond had formed, human and twins united not by law but by respect, courage, and shared purpose. Before dawn, alarms sounded. Energy readings in the city's lower districts had spiked. A minor alien faction had infiltrated the outer defenses, seeking to exploit a weakness. While small, the threat could not be ignored. The twins looked at Ryan, knowing this would be the first true test of his courage under pressure. Captain, Lyra said, we need your help. Can we count on you? Ryan's eyes shone with determination. I will face this threat with you. Together we will protect your city and your people. The twins led him to the command center where Alorian soldiers prepared for the incursion. The infiltrators were skilled, using technology that interfered with automated defenses. Ryan studied the situation quickly, identifying a pattern in their approach. "Here," he said, pointing to a weak point in the energy grid. "If we reroute power and use focused containment fields, we can trap them without harm. It will take speed, coordination, and trust." Selena nodded. "We follow your lead." Lyra's eyes were sharp. "We will act as one. Move when I give the signal." The battle was swift and precise. Ryan coordinated the defenses, issuing commands, adjusting energy flows, and improvising with human ingenuity. The twins fought alongside him, their skill unmatched but tempered by Ryan's guidance. In minutes, the intruders were contained, the city unharmed. The citizens cheered not just for the victory, but for the display of unity between human and Aelorian. The council watched in awe, seeing firsthand that courage, intelligence, and collaboration could overcome threats far greater than tradition. After the crisis, Ryan, Lyra, and Selene stood atop a crystalline tower, gazing at the calm city below. The bond between them had deepened further, forged in trust, courage, and mutual respect. Selene smiled. "You have proven yourself human, not just to us, but to all of Aeloria." Lyra added, "Tomorrow the ceremony will formalize what we have already built. Courage and heart cannot be forced, they can only be recognized. And we recognize you." Ryan felt a warmth that went beyond gratitude. In a world far from Earth, among beings of immense power and discipline, he had found trust, friendship, and understanding. Together, the three of them were ready to face whatever challenges awaited. The twin moons cast a silver glow across the city, a silent witness to a bond that would change the course of history. The human and the twin sisters, united not by law but by courage and heart, had become something extraordinary, symbols of hope, unity, and the power of understanding. The morning sun spilled over the crystalline towers of Aeloria, casting sparkling reflections across the city. Captain Ryan, Lyra, and Selene stood on a balcony overlooking the bustling streets below. The citizens moved with grace and purpose, unaware of the deeper plans and conflicts that surrounded them. Today was not only the day of the alliance ceremony, it was also the day a new threat would test their unity. "Captain," Lyra said, her voice calm but serious, "reports indicate that the neighboring system is preparing an incursion. They may have observed our interactions yesterday. Your actions may have drawn attention." Ryan frowned, studying the horizon. "How serious is this threat?" Selene answered, "They are skilled, armed with advanced technology, and unpredictable. If they strike, it could endanger the city and our people." Ryan nodded, determination flashing in his eyes. "Then we prepare. We protect your city, and we do it together." The twins led him to the command center, a vast room of glowing panels and flowing energy conduits. Aelorian soldiers moved quickly, but Ryan noticed gaps in the automated defenses. Using simple yet clever adjustments, he suggested rerouting energy to weak points, creating faster response times for the city's shields. Lyra watched him, impressed.
"He thinks differently,"
she whispered to Selene. "Not as we do, yet not recklessly. He sees solutions we might overlook." Selene nodded. "That is human ingenuity, unpredictable, adaptable, and effective." As preparations continued, Ryan noticed a group of young Aelorian cadets struggling to coordinate a defensive drill. He stepped forward, demonstrating clear strategies and timing that simplified their movements. The twins observed, silently approving. Even the young warriors quickly adapted to his methods, learning faster than ever before. "This human," Lyra said quietly, "is not just brave. He inspires others to rise to challenges." Selene smiled. "And he does it without arrogance. That is rare among any species." Hours later, the alarms blared. A fleet of small, fast ships had entered Aelorian space, attempting to breach the outer defenses. Ryan, Lyra, and Selene immediately took command. Ryan directed human-style tactics, improvising maneuvers and coordinating Aelorian forces with precision. "Focus on their weak points," he shouted. "Use the energy grid to funnel them into the containment fields. Move as one." The twins executed his commands flawlessly, moving with fluid precision. Their combat skills were unmatched, but Ryan's guidance allowed them to anticipate the enemy's unpredictable moves. Together, they formed a coordinated triad of strategy, speed, and adaptability. The battle was intense. Lightning-fast ships darted across the sky, firing energy beams that could pierce the toughest shields. Ryan's mind raced, calculating angles, predicting movements, and directing defenses. Lyra and Selene moved like shadows, striking at critical points with perfect timing. At one point, a ship broke through the outer shield and headed straight for a densely populated district. Ryan didn't hesitate. "I'll stop it!" he shouted, sprinting toward a control node. Using tools and quick improvisation, he manipulated the energy flow, diverting the ship into a containment beam. The vessel was neutralized and no civilians were harmed. Lyra and Selene exchanged a look of awe. "He risks everything for others," Selene whispered. Lyra nodded. "That is humanity at its finest. Courage, sacrifice, and quick thinking, all combined." The fleet retreated after heavy losses, recognizing that their approach was futile against such coordination. The citizens of Aloria cheered, celebrating not only the victory but also the human who had fought alongside their champions. After the battle, the council convened to evaluate the day's events. Ryan, Lyra, and Selene stood before the elders, their presence commanding respect. "You have done what few could accomplish," the head of the council said. "Your courage and intellect have preserved our city, not by law alone but through wisdom, strategy, and bravery." Ryan bowed slightly. "I did what I thought was right. I only hope it serves your people well." Lyra added, "Captain Ryan's actions prove that strength is not only measured by power, but also by courage, intelligence, and compassion. He embodies qualities we value most." Selene's voice followed, soft but resolute. "And we as twins chose him not for desire alone, but because he has earned the respect and trust of Aloria through his deeds." The council nodded, their expressions thoughtful. Some had been skeptical of humans, but today's events had changed that perception. The human before them had not only saved lives but also inspired unity and cooperation across their society. That evening, the twins guided Ryan to a quiet hill overlooking the city. The twin moons rose, bathing the landscape in silver light. The hum of the city was calm now, a peaceful contrast to the chaos of the day. Selene spoke first. "You have done more than we imagined, human. Today you proved that courage and intelligence can overcome even the most dangerous threats." Ryan looked at the moons, reflecting on the day. "I did what I had to. Your people trusted me, and I could not let that trust be broken. Courage is not about fearlessness, it's about action despite fear." Lyra smiled, a rare warmth in her eyes. "You understand more than we expected. Your actions inspire others, and your courage strengthens us as well." As they spoke, Ryan noticed the depth of their bond. The twins were not just allies, they were friends, mentors, and guides. Yet, their hearts were intertwined with his own life in a way that went beyond mere companionship. "Tomorrow," Lyra said softly, "the alliance ceremony will formalize what has already been proven. Our people will witness courage, wisdom, and unity in action. And you, Captain Ryan, will stand at the center of it." Ryan nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. "I will not disappoint. Not for myself, but for all of you, and for the trust you have placed in me." The night passed with quiet reflection. Ryan, Lyra, and Selene sat together on the hill, sharing stories and laughter. Even in a world so different from Earth, they found common ground: friendship, trust, and mutual respect. As dawn approached, the city's lights shimmered beneath the rising twin suns. Ryan felt a surge of hope and purpose. Together they had faced danger, navigated cultural challenges, and proven that courage and intelligence could bridge species, traditions, and worlds. Lyra and Selene exchanged a glance, both silently acknowledging that their decision to choose Ryan had been more than personal. It had been the right choice for their people. A human had shown qualities their society admired, and by standing together they had reshaped their world. Ryan, unaware of the full weight of their feelings, simply smiled at the sisters. "Whatever tomorrow brings, I am ready," he said. Selene's eyes softened. "And so are we, human. You have become more than a companion. You have become part of our world, and part of our hearts." Lyra nodded, adding, "No matter what challenges remain, we face them together. Today, tomorrow, and beyond." The wind carried a faint melody from the city below, a song of harmony and hope. The three of them stood together, gazing at the horizon, knowing that the alliance ceremony would not only recognize tradition, but also honor courage, intelligence, and unity, the very qualities that defined humanity in its finest form. The stage was set. Tomorrow, the city of Aloria would witness history, and Captain Ryan, alongside Lyra and Celine, would prove that the strength of the human spirit could inspire even the most disciplined and powerful civilizations. The day of the Alliance ceremony dawned bright and clear over the city of Aloria. Twin suns rose together, casting golden and violet light across the crystalline towers. Citizens filled the streets and terraces, their movements fluid and precise, their eyes filled with anticipation. Today would not only honor tradition, it would celebrate courage, unity, and the extraordinary bond formed between a human and two Aelorian sisters. Captain Ryan awoke with a mix of excitement and calm determination. He had trained for challenges far beyond this, yet nothing compared to the significance of today. His heart beat steadily as he prepared, knowing that his actions, honesty, and courage would be on display before an entire civilization. Lyra and Celine met him outside his quarters. Their expressions were composed, yet the warmth in their eyes betrayed their excitement. Today, all doubts and restrictions would be faced head-on. "Captain Ryan," Lyra said softly, "today you stand not just as a guest, but as a representative of humanity. Your actions will reflect your species and our bond," Celine added, "and we stand with you. No matter what traditions say, our trust and faith in you are unwavering." Ryan nodded. "I will do my best. For you, for your people, and for the trust we have built together." The three walked through the city, their presence commanding attention. Citizens paused to watch, sensing the importance of the moment. There was a palpable energy in the air, a mix of excitement, pride, and curiosity. At the central plaza, a vast platform of crystal had been prepared. The council, adorned in ceremonial robes, awaited their arrival. Elders and officials from across Aloria's regions filled the surrounding terraces. Energy patterns glimmered above the plaza, designed to reflect the unity of all present. Lyra and Celine led Ryan to the center of the platform. The twins stood on either side of him, their hands lightly touching his arms in a gesture of solidarity. The head of the council raised a hand, and the crowd fell silent. "Citizens of Aeloria," the elder began, his voice clear and commanding, "we gather today to honor tradition, courage, and unity. Today, an unprecedented choice has been made. Two siblings have selected the same human as their companion for the Alliance ceremony." A murmur swept through the crowd. Whispers and glances spread, some skeptical, others curious. All eyes turned to Ryan, standing calmly between the twins. The elder continued, "This human, Captain Ryan Matthews of Earth, has demonstrated qualities rare not only among humans but in any species. Courage, intelligence, and compassion have guided his actions, earning the respect of both twins and the citizens of Aloria." Ryan bowed slightly, maintaining humility. "I am honored," he said simply. "I have only acted with respect and care. Today I stand with the sisters because together we share responsibility, trust, and understanding." Lyra stepped forward, her voice strong. "Captain Ryan has proven himself not through words but through deeds. He has faced danger with courage, protected our citizens, and adapted to challenges with wisdom beyond what is expected. He embodies qualities we value above all else." Celine added, "Our hearts and our reason have both chosen him. It is not desire alone, but recognition of his extraordinary nature. We ask the citizens of Aeloria to witness that courage, intelligence, and integrity are greater than tradition when the two conflict." The council deliberated briefly in silence, the citizens waiting tensely. Finally, the head of the council spoke, his voice echoing across the plaza. "Captain Ryan Matthews, Lyra, Celine, and citizens of Aeloria, your actions have proven a new way. Tradition is strong, but wisdom, courage, and unity are stronger. Today we recognize that humans and Aelorians can act as equals, not merely through law but through integrity. We grant the exception. The twins may choose the same human as their companion. Let this be a new chapter in our history." The crowd erupted into applause and cheers, energy patterns above shimmering like fireworks. Citizens raised their hands in celebration, inspired by the human who had earned the respect of an entire civilization. Ryan looked at Lyra and Celine, their faces glowing with pride and relief. "We did this together," he said. "Yes," Lyra replied, her voice soft. "Your courage made this possible." "And your heart," Celine added, smiling warmly. showed us that humans are capable of great strength, not just in battle, but in understanding and wisdom. The ceremony continued with the formal recognition of Ryan as the chosen companion for both twins. Symbols of unity were placed upon their hands, glowing softly with energy. The citizens watched, realizing that this bond represented more than love or friendship. It symbolized hope, courage, and the potential for collaboration between worlds. After the ceremony, the city celebrated, streets filled with laughter, music, and energy displays. Ryan walked alongside Lyra and Celine, sharing stories, smiles, and quiet moments of connection. Even in a world so different from Earth, the bonds they had formed transcended culture, tradition, and species. That night, the three of them returned to the terrace overlooking the city. The twin moons rose, casting silver light over crystal towers. The air was calm, filled with the soft hum of energy from the city below. "You have changed everything," Lyra said softly. "Not just for us, but for all of Aloria. Your courage and integrity have reshaped tradition and inspired hope." Ryan looked at the moons, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment. "I only did what I thought was right. You trusted me, and I trusted both of you. Together we proved that courage, intelligence, and heart can overcome even the oldest rules." Celine reached for his hand gently. "And you reminded us that even the most disciplined and powerful civilizations need the perspective and courage of others. Your actions speak louder than any law." Lyra nodded. "We have faced challenges, risked disobedience, and yet we have never doubted our choice. You are part of our world now and part of our hearts." Ryan felt warmth spread through him. In a world far from Earth, among beings of immense power and wisdom, he had found friendship, trust, and unity. Together, they had not only preserved a city, but also inspired a civilization to see beyond strict rules and recognize the value of courage and heart. Days passed, and life in the city settled into a new rhythm. Ryan trained with the twins, learning their ways while sharing human strategies and ideas. The citizens grew to respect him not only for his heroism, but for his humility and guidance. Lyra and Celine remained by his side, their bond stronger than ever. One evening, as they watched the twin moons rise, Lyra spoke. "Captain Ryan, your presence has reminded us that courage and intelligence can reshape worlds. A human has inspired our people, and you have inspired us." Ryan smiled. "It is not just me. It is the trust and guidance you gave me, the willingness to see beyond fear and tradition. We did this together." Celine nodded. "And that is the lesson we hope all will remember. That strength, wisdom, and compassion define greatness, not fear or strict obedience to old rules." The moons cast their light over the city, shimmering across the towers like liquid silver. In that quiet moment, the bond between human and twins was clear, rooted not in law or expectation, but in courage, trust, and shared understanding. As the ceremony's celebrations continued, citizens whispered stories of the extraordinary human and the twin sisters who defied tradition. Children marveled at tales of courage, intelligence, and unity. Scholars debated strategies and innovations inspired by Ryan's methods. And throughout it all, Captain Ryan, Lyra, and Celine stood together, knowing that what they had built was more than a bond. It was a legacy. In the quiet of the night, as the city slept under twin moons, Ryan reflected on the journey. He had traveled across the stars, faced unknown worlds, and met beings unlike any on Earth. Yet it was courage, wisdom, and heart that had allowed him to bridge the gap between worlds. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. "You are extraordinary, Ryan. Not because you are human, but because you act with intelligence, courage, and compassion. That is what makes you remarkable," Celine added, "and that is why we chose you. Today, tomorrow, and for as long as we can, we stand together, humans and Alorians united in trust and purpose." Ryan looked at them, gratitude shining in his eyes. "I am honored. Together we have proven that courage and heart can transcend rules, species, and worlds, and together we will face whatever comes next." Above, the twin moons glimmered, casting silver and violet light over the city. Below, Aloria thrived, its citizens inspired by the courage of a human who dared to act rightly, the wisdom of twins who followed their hearts, and the unity that had reshaped an entire civilization. The story of Captain Ryan, Lyra, and Celine would be told for generations, a tale of courage, wisdom, and the extraordinary power of trust. A human had proven himself among the stars, reminding all that greatness is not defined by origin but by the heart, mind, and actions of the individual. And in the quiet glow of the twin moons, they stood together, ready for the adventures yet to come, united in courage, unity, and the unbreakable bond they had forged.